Hello, everybody. So, this beginning week of October 4th has some very stagnant yet very dense, heavy, and weighted energy to it. So, before we take that as all not so favorable, let's look at it as it is what it is. And how do we maneuver gracefully with it? Not through it, not around it, but with it. How do we maneuver with it? And one of the first things outside of stop, drop, connect with your breath. They're saying just sit still with it and see where it is in your body and where it's affecting you on your daily steps. For me, a little irritation. Got my cords all tripped up, and when I do that, I just want to just rip them, just like, how did you get like this? So sometimes my fuse becomes very short. So when that occurs, then I know that there's a lot of hypersensitivity going on. And when there's a lot of hypersensitivity going on, it can lead to feeling like your nerves are sandpaper against sandpaper. And that's uncomfortable. That just makes you want to, it's like quadruple PMS. I don't know how else to describe it, where you're just kind of irritable. But yet you understand it. So we don't want to force feed that side of it, but we do want to acknowledge that this is occurring. And so stepping back and using less exterior stimulations, i.e., coffee, tea, chocolate, sugar, soda drinks. Be mindful of your timing so that you're allowing enough timing to get your physical vehicle and maybe your metal and tire vehicle to a destination without all the triggers of the traffic. Okay? Again, that stop, drop, and breathe. Now, I've been saying cancel, alt, delete since about 94, when computers were just coming out. And even before that, when we would say certain things, we would say, hit that cancel, alt, delete, or alt, control, override it, It was when we would think things and we would want to rearrange. I used to have an English girlfriend at the time, and she'd say, oh, cancel, alt, delete, cancel, alt, delete, cancel, cancel, cancel. So you would hear her say this in this sweet English accent all day, and I'd be like, what the hell are you canceling all day? Like, getting anything done? Chasing your tail? So we used to laugh about it quite a bit. But it is important when a thought comes in that creates a movement, or emotion rises up creates more thoughts and creates more movement. Do you want them to be from a place of raw nerve, or do you want them to be like, I'm going to cancel, alt, delete that thought immediately, and I'm going to retranslate it and reconfigure it and then place it through. So it gives for a smoother channel. Again, the dial. All right. So for all of you out there, possibly some bone broth, maybe some calming teas. Pick and choose the ones you like. Do your best not to add honey and sugar to it, unless it's like Manuka honey and a certified Manuka honey, because That's going to give you a lot of nutrients in there. And bless it. Remember to bless it. Bless it with the energies, right? All the energies. So that you're balancing that so that it comes through in the physical body in the highest possible way, to agree with everything that is happening within the body versus not agree, which leaves for more angst and so on through the body's digestive tract, etc. And if you can just think of something peaceful, something you feel blessed with or about, think about that and allow that parasympathetic nervous system to lead you more often than the sympathetic. All right? One is, and the other is, 10 and 2. Okay? They both have to balance each other. They're both critically important. Please remember that on your scale. All right? But you can do the got 10 and 2 and still keep this where you're feeling like you're moving and things aren't all stiff and locked up, which is what happens when you're in that sympathetic nervous system. Sometimes you start going and you miss a step or make a wrong turn, or you completely blank out because the body just is right now, it's going through so much. And there are many of us out here that feel completely disconnected because we're unplugged from one system. We have been for a while, but we're honestly recognizing it through so many things. And so the familiar is now kind of over here and still feeling a little unfamiliar now. And then over here hasn't quite presented itself in the way that our familiar side thinks it should be presented. Okay? And so when you have that, and you're in this void and this unknown of this incoming stuff, you don't know what to expect. So you're in anticipation. Okay? And sometimes that anticipation can leave you in this fight or flight sympathetic side of your nervous system, or can leave you pulling from this. And this needs to just be pushed over here and laid to rest. Old world needs to be laid to rest. New world, new horizons, new things, new world. And so it is creating us to be fully present in this moment and be aware of each step. And each step includes each thought, each feeling. So it's creating us only to stay right here in like almost in these few hours. Thinking about tomorrow or they're out is a bit much. And then remembering what happened earlier or yesterday just seems kind of far away. So we're in this very interesting float. So instead of being in that resistance, try to see if you can just float, just move. And if you have to sit on your chair at work, just move it around. I'm finding that my body just needs to be twisted. It needs to be twisted and stretched and really be mindful of it, almost to the point where if I'm not mindful of it, I want to jump out of it. But I can't leave this vehicle. I came here rooted. So to leave this vehicle would be very painful, and it would also be a big letdown to all of those that I'm contracted to be with and who are contracted to be with me. So I got to do this walk, got to do this talk, got to do this breathing thing, and still get done with the things that are, survival, thrival techniques that we have to have all day to keep roofs over our heads and our bills paid. So just hang on to those notes, folks. Hang on to them. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Okay? So just remember that. One step at a time. One breath at a time. Take a little bit more time to self-nurture and self-care and self-love. Okay? Be all that I am in your mighty I am.